I am very excited to introduce my very special guest. She started her career as a singer with 3 top 10 double platinum albums and 7 consecutive top 10 singles across Europe as part of the girl band Mystique. She went on to win BBC's Strictly Come Dancing before becoming a judge on the show, after which she was headhunted by Simon Cowell because of her feisty opinions and all-round fabulousness. Having just hosted ITV's Dance, 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 she is back on your screens tonight alongside Amanda Holden, David Walliams and Simon Cowell for Series 11 of Britain's Got Talent. It is Alesha Dixon!
That was an intro. I was listening to you talk, thinking, is that me? Is that me?
That's you, girl. Here in a Place to Be on BBC Asian Network with Miss P.
With Miss P, yes, girl.
Alicia.
Miss P and Alesha D.
Woo!
Asian Network family.
Oh, wow, I love it. It's all started already. So, Alesha, you are back tonight on our screens. It's your 6th year on the show as a judge for Britain's Got Talent. So what were the UK-wide auditions like for you this time around?
They were mad, like crazy madness. And every year we say it's so much fun, we laugh all the time, but we do, you know, and it feels, sorry that I sound like Barry White, but I was in the studio till 10:30 last night. Can you hear how my voice sounds really tired?
I think it sounds quite sexy.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sounding like a guy at the minute. Yeah, it honestly was brilliant. And we were quite sad when the auditions were over because we do all get on. And the more we work together, you just build those closer relationships. So it makes going to work nice and the atmosphere is lovely. And we always say with Britain's Got Talent, we don't take ourselves too seriously. You got to take it with a pinch of salt. And I think that just makes the whole experience enjoyable. And at the end of the day, we are nothing without the brilliant people of Great Britain that enter the show every year. It's the people's show. And they always deliver. And the one question I always get asked is, you worried that the talent's going to run out? No, because I think every year the show goes out, more people are then inspired to enter the show. And because we accept all kinds, you know, you never run out of crazy people, talented people. And I think the show is very inclusive and everyone feels a part of it. So it's one big bonkers family and we love it.
So you're part of a judging panel of the 4 of you, which Simon Cowell, David Walliams, Amanda Holden.
Yes.
Do you get nervous every year when Britain's Got Talent comes around? Like, because it is high pressure.
I don't. I actually don't, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because I've been doing it for so long. I more look forward to it. You know, there are things in my career that do make me nervous. You know, generally if it's things like standing up and speaking in front of a group of people, or just before you're going out on stage and you get that adrenaline rush and the nerves kick in. But with BGT, I'm very relaxed. I'm very comfortable in my job and what I'm doing, and I just try to embrace it.
Who's your favourite judge?
Definitely Amanda. I mean, I love them all, like, for different reasons. You know, David and I have got a good relationship because when we joined the show at the same time. So I think we bonded. Amanda and I are girls. We've got each other's back. We love each other and we get on, and we're there for each other when the boys are misbehaving. But then Simon and I, because we both come from the music industry, we've got that connection and we're constantly talking about music and the industry. So I think I've kind of bonded with them all in very different ways.
Yeah. Simon poached you from Strictly because he liked your opinionated style.
He didn't poach me. You can't be poached unless you want to. I always say, I was like, he did not poach me.
Okay, so
he would like to think that.
Okay, so he persuaded you to be a judge on Britain's Got Talent. Has he ever been on the receiving end of your opinionated personality?
Yeah, he calls me Gobby. Gobby.
But he likes that, doesn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Feisty. I mean, I think what's really funny, Priya, is when you're around Simon, watching other people around him is really interesting because people just act really quiet and shy, and he's human, you know? He's a normal guy. Well, he's not normal, but he's normal.
Yeah, no, I met him. He's cool.
Yeah, he's just really cool. He's really funny.
Yeah.
He's a wind-up merchant. Yeah. He loves a prank, and I just love his sense of humour. He's got a really dry sense of humour, and I think he respects you more when you just tell it to him straight. So if we need to tell him to shut up, we just, shut up, be quiet.
I know, I met him once, and I took his phone. I said, you need to follow me on Twitter. And he was like, oh, okay. So I press follow for him.
He loves that. He loves that because he likes it when people are direct, because he's probably used to a lot of people just clamming up around him because he's like the great almighty Simon Cowell. And yeah, he's amazing and I love him, but he's cool. He's a normal guy. He's a human being and he's like all of us in that respect.
So are there any standout talents that you've witnessed since you've been auditioning for BGT?
Yeah, I mean, there's been loads over the years, but this year, Simon Cowell's Golden Buzzer act is particularly good.
Oh, really?
And I nearly pressed my buzzer for her, but I fell, and no one believes me when I say this, because Simon's really competitive, right? So he thinks that he beat me to the Golden Buzzer, whereas I was trying to explain to him that I felt like they were a better match. I felt like she would benefit having him as the person that puts her through, and you'll understand why when you see her. But she was super special. 15-year-old girl, blew me away. And yeah, I think you'll be impressed when you see her.
Over the years, is there anybody that's really stood out to you that you still can't forget?
Yeah, I mean, Zipra Tafari, When We Keys, When We Phone. I always remember him because that was my first ever day on the show. And you're taking it all in, it's all new, you've got like butterflies. And he comes out on stage and I was up out of my seat and I was dancing and I was singing along and I thought, I've arrived, this is fun, I'm going to love this. So he always stands out for me. And then obviously like winners since I've been on the show, people like Attraction, Ashley and Pudsey. And before I joined the show, I was at home picking up the phone, voting for Flawless and Diversity. They were the kind of acts that made me really love the show because I understood its place and its role. And that obviously we've always been fans of street dance, but I think that Flawless and Diversity took it to a different level and introduced it to a new audience.
Our memorable highlight for our listeners was the Madhu and Solomon as signature. Do you remember those guys?
I do.
Doing the MJ routine with the twist?
Yes, because my other half actually danced with them on BGT back in the day.
Did he?
And we had a gig a few weeks ago and they were also there. And so we had a little catch up with them. They are the nicest guys. I have so much time for them, genuinely sweet. And we were laughing, they were saying, they did the show so many years ago and they're still working and still doing the same Michael Jackson routine.
And it works, it just still works. With the broom.
Yeah,
I went to a wedding, my best mate's wedding, and they performed there because Madhu's a friend of the groom.
Right.
And I was just like, do you know what? This act just works. Even though it is a few years old.
Yeah,
it just
doesn't
works.
matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's that novelty that people like. Or is it nostalgia? One of them.
Nostalgia, I think.
You know what I mean.
Your laugh is so distinctive. I love it. Actually hearing it in the room.
Oh dear, sorry.
So before you became a feisty TV judge, first and foremost, you are a chart-topping performer yourself with Mystique. Are you still in touch with your old bandmates, Suelise and Sabrina?
I am, and I think it's probably the question I get asked the most. Are we ever going to get back together? Because I think so many bands have done it now. People just sort of presume every band's going to get back together. But I think if we ever did anything again, it would have to be really authentic. I don't think we could force it. Or try and just do it because everyone else is doing it. But we have spoken about it and there's a lot of love still there. We went through so much.
I mean,
8 years we were together and
I can't imagine, like, you guys must have been through like ups and downs of the music industry.
Yeah.
But also Garage has made a big comeback.
I know.
So I think it's a perfect time for some... Just a little teaser.
I love that song. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes!
It brings back so many memories.
Well, there are some artists out there who unfortunately have to put out music they don't love.
That they don't like.
So it's great that, you were part of a band that put out music that was brilliant and people still connect with.
Exactly.
I saw you performing at a charity gig recently and you performed... the one, remember when you performed and you did a little shout out?
Yes.
Hey, that's in the building. And I was like, oh gosh, I just want to.
I am that annoying person that does that.
I just want to. I was on the dance floor and I was like, no. I just want to dance.
Babe, it doesn't matter who it is. True story. When I performed at V Festival, and like one of my best friends was in the audience, and I think I was doing The Boy Does Nothing, and I spotted my friend, and I literally stopped singing the song, and I was like, Lisa, Just because I was so happy to see her amongst all those people. And everyone must have thought this girl is random. But and just carried on with the song.
Oh, no, that's so nice. I mean, I was very embarrassed because I was literally shucking out.
She was like this.
We're all shucking out because you performed Mystique as well.
Yeah,
some tunes from Mystique. And everyone was going crazy.
I love that.
And it's just like, it was such a nostalgic moment,
Thank
actually.
you. That's the correct word.
It is the correct. You are comedy. So listen, I'm going to try my hand at being a judge a bit later because I'm going to get you to do some moves, some Bhangra moves.
Cool.
But first, let's go back to your days with Mystique. Let's play a tune because you know what?
Hey!
So good.
Come on.
No one could test your MC skills back in the day.
Lead us. Woo! Asian Network. Let's go. It's the remix. With a man, Mystique. Hey, hey. So tell me why. Ha!
We've always been so close together. Oh, yeah. Every time we kiss. Warm and tender touch. Oh, yeah.
Misty, why? And I have got
We got Matt Jam Lamont,
the most glamorous member, Alesha Dixon, here on the BBC Asia Network, partying to her own tune. I love it.
That's what we used to do though back in the day.
Yeah.
When no one knew who we were and we'd go to a club and the DJ would pull up Y and no one knew who we were but they knew the song.
BGT is on tonight.
Yes, 8 o'clock, ITV.
That's right. And
Plug. keep everyone happy, you know.
just keep Simon happy. A lot of people come from all walks of life to audition.
Yes.
From all types of backgrounds, circumstances. Has there been any story or an audition that's really tugged at your heartstrings?
Yes, my Golden Buzzer act this year, which I probably can't give too much away, but all I'll say is that it was one of those moments that just reminded me, how important it is to appreciate what you have and what you do, and reminded me why I love doing what I do so much. So I had that real, genuine emotional connection with this act, and I feel like when the audience sees it, they'll get it and they'll understand what I'm saying. But, you know, never take for granted the gifts that you've been given.
Yeah.
You know, never.
If you hadn't been part of a really successful group, do you think you would have ever auditioned for one of these shows?
I don't know. I mean, back in the day, my answer would have been categorically no, because that wasn't the way I was programmed. You know, I kind of grew up doing it like the old school way. But in this day and age, these kind of shows now, it's the normality. So I don't know if I was born today, growing up, you know, with all these shows, possibly, I don't know. But definitely in the early Mystique days, nah. It would not have happened. No.
You've also been an advocate to front some serious documentaries. One being Don't Hit My Mum, about domestic violence, and the other Look But Don't Touch, which is about the media portraying the perfect woman by airbrushing. Have you got any plans to do any more?
I'd love to do more documentaries. I'm constantly thinking about different social issues that I'm interested in and how I can bring certain things to light. I think it's a real blessing in our industry to do something so fun, but then to be able to be responsible and use your platform wisely. And those documentaries were great. And I also did another one about absent fathers. And I'd love to do something with World Animal Protection, which is an incredible organisation that rescues animals and helps them around the globe. And I recently got back from Thailand. I went as part of a campaign called Wildlife Not Entertainers. And we've tried to encourage a lot of the tourist industry to stop selling these tickets to venues where animals aren't treated right. So I'd love to do something in that area. I work with a lot of animal charities. So I think that's probably the next one if I was going to do one anytime soon.
You've pretty much grown up in this industry. Like, everyone's sort of been part of your journey. And now you're a mother.
Yeah.
Which must be awesome, but also have it. Is it stressful trying to do what you do, being in the limelight, having the hours that you have, and also trying to be a mother?
It's definitely a challenge every single day. And like yesterday, for example, I was getting ready to leave for work and she said, "Oh, Mummy, can I come to work with you?" And it's half term, obviously, so I've been trying to keep her busy. And usually I would just go to work, get the job done, come home and spend quality time with her. But yesterday I was like, do you know what? She can come with me. So she came to the studio. She had a little go on the mic. She sang Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And it was really cute. And and I felt quite emotional when I was in the booth recording and she was sitting watching me. It was almost like she was seeing me for the first time. It's like she made that connection. And it's lovely to be able to share what I do with her. And I love the fact that she sees me working and that I'm busy. I want to be that role model for her. I want her to see mummy doing what she loves to do. How can I tell her to chase her dreams if I'm not doing that myself? And so it is a balancing act where I'm really lucky. I've got a great partner. My mum's brilliant. I couldn't do it without my mum. And I just think you've just got to find what works for you. There isn't a right or wrong way. And I just admire any parent that's kind of juggling it all, because it is a challenge and every day is different. But you do what you can. And I'll make sure I have the quality time with her if I feel like I've been away for a bit. And she's a happy child, and that's the most important thing.
So Cheryl Cole has just become a mother recently.
She has. I'm so happy for
What
her.
advice would you give to her?
I hate giving advice to people, because I kind of think, even as a mum with a 3.5-year-old, like, I'm still learning every single day. And it was actually Amanda that said to me once, you know, when she came to see me after I'd given birth, and she said, just don't question your natural instincts, you know, do what feels right. And it's not wrong, it's just how you choose to do something. So that's the only advice I would ever give to any mum. Don't doubt yourself and really listen to what feels right. And you know your baby better than anyone.
So you mentioned you've been in the studio. Have we got new music coming from you?
New music coming. I'm constantly writing, constantly in the studio, thinking about what to do next. I'm working on a special little project as well. And that's when I feel most at home, most myself.
You've previously worked with Jay Sean, haven't you?
I have. I love
Any
Jay.
more collaborations with Jay?
Well, when we finished Every Little Part of Me, we were like, right, this is part one. So a few years later, we're still waiting for part two. He hit me up, actually, not that long ago. We need a catch up. I love him.
Yeah.
Got so much respect for him. And I'd love to work with him again. He's such a super talent.
Yeah, I remember seeing both of you at the Asian Music Awards.
Yes.
And you wore a sari. You were representing Alesha.
Do you know what? I wish I could pull the picture up. That was one of my favourite looks. I felt so special. So special.
You look special. You look gorgeous. But listen, I want to set the scene, because I think it's time for you to bust some moves.
Oh, no. I don't have a bra on, so what kind of moves are we talking about? I forgot to put it on. So just be careful.
Well, we'll just make sure
Nothing
that... Well, it's going to be...
Sorry.
Okay, listen, we're going to set the scene. You're at my wedding reception.
Right.
Okay? And Auntie G has literally got you up. You need to show my whole family your Bhangra moves.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
You're going to teach me some?
So here we go, right? I'm going to teach you. I don't need to teach you. Just do what you feel. Just feel it. Just feel it. Here we go. Move the legs, girl. Move the legs.
By the way, we have an amazing Bhangra dance group on BGT this year.
Oh, really?
So watch this space.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
We've got an exclusive right there.
Yes.
So much fun. Alesha, I wish we had more time. It's been great having you as a guest.
You.
I love you.
Thank you, darling.
And Britain's Got Talent is on tonight, ITV.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing you, looking gorgeous as ever.
Thank you, darling.
And come back soon.
I'm coming back.
Please.
I'm
and we
coming
can
back.
have a Priya party.
Priya party. It's fun in here.
It is fun.
It.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.